Hey, everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coins Game of the Year proceedings, which we have determined are too beaucoup. As a result, our usual knockdown, drag-out fight for best moment, which usually turns into like a 2.5, 3 hour fight just in and of itself, is its own thing. Y'all ready to talk about best moment?
Hell yeah.
And that is Tegan Somerset. She's probably sitting here with a fistful of moments from that game about the captain spirit.
Oh yeah. I've got my papers. I got new minutes that I typed up myself this morning because I don't have anything better to do.
And then we got Rocky, who's going to tell us all about the best time that you track dinosaur shit.
Oh man, it's some real shit. There's some adventures.
There are a few nominations. Just a few.
Please don't make that sound. You'll give yourself an asthma attack and then we'll all be upset.
Okay. All right. I'm just readying myself. Okay. Your nominees for best moment are edging back to back up the shaft and a way out, escaping the hospital and a way out, moving past the spotlights and a way out, crossing the bridge and a way out, fishing and a way out, fixing the truck and a way out, sneaking into the laundry room and a way out, playing basketball with Leo's son and a way out, the mansion shootout and a way out, the parachute sequence and a way out, playing Connect 4 and a way out, the movie theater chase in a way out, the final rooftop shootout and death in a way out, the first time you break a whole enemy party in a single turn in Octopath Traveler, discovering a superclass dungeon in Octopath Traveler, finding the secret final boss in Octopath Traveler, clearing Anjanath in Monster Hunter World. Anjanath is apparently a particularly important community leader. Clearing a hunt without getting hit in Monster Hunter World. Winning a really difficult hunt by the skin of your teeth in Monster Hunter World. Running from Mr. Oshiro in Celeste. Meeting Mr. Oshiro in Celeste. Reconciliation with yourself in Celeste. The final ascent in Celeste. Strawberry pie in Celeste. Collecting your stuff after the breakup in Florence. The intro in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. Horse physics. Parentheses. Balls, testicles, shenanigans.
You're the one who added the parentheses. Don't even giggle at yourself.
I'm allowed to giggle at myself. In Red Dead, I Have a Plan too. Winning your first boss fight in Wizard of Legend. The final procession in Wizard of Legend. Popping the piñata in Wizard of Legend. Discovering a boss in Moonlighter. Catching a shoplifter in Moonlighter. Walking through a warped door in Moonlighter. Getting the trampoline in Donut County. The breakup sequence in Florence. Finally having a build click in Dead Cells. Killing the Hand of the King in Dead Cells. When your brain fucking melts and you get to that Tetris place in Tetris Effect. The first time you intentionally self-harm in The Missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. The Treehouse, Captain Spirit. The Dear God Who Needs a Transplant in The Missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. Finally kicking cheating Luigi's butt in Super Mario Party. Clearing the last hopping vampire board in Mirror. The resolution of the time traveler story in Mirror. The first time Mirror says typical to you in Mirror. Wow, guys.
The
Holy
mirror
shit.
talks in Mirror?
Huh?
The mirror talks in Mirror?
Well, the game itself has like a narrative thing. It has kind of like a narration tag that does when you make a particular choice. We'll talk about it when it comes up.
Okay.
Well, holy fuck. There looks to be a lot of passion in this category this year, and I don't envy any of us.
Funny thing is that it's actually your cut first.
Wow. Sucks to be Brian.
All right, I'm going to go with popping the pinata and Wizard of Legend.
No way. So let me talk a little bit about that. Wizard of Legend. You basically have to navigate these dungeons to find a portal that allows you to challenge one of like the essential gym leaders of this game in a battle. When you're in the initial map, there are various rooms with like monsters that you fight, and there are a couple of notable points. There is a shop where you can buy relics, a shop where you can buy additional spells. There is a random third mechanic that usually has some sort of dice roll associated with it, and a boss. The dice roll section has a couple of different things that can happen. There is a man that you can sell old relics to, like just to cash out. There is a man that is willing to trade you one of your current arcana for a random one that is upgraded. And there's a pinata. The pinata is a challenge. If you can combo the pinata with enough hits, it'll pop and you'll get an extraordinary amount of gold and an upgraded arcana. And all you have to do is just land the combo. But the problem is that learning the game early on, you don't have efficient combos that are long enough to pop the pinata. Basically, deplete its health in a single combo. But there are several combos that do this, but it takes a while to find one. And when you find one, it's a really good time because you see it like inflate and pop. I think it was on the GIF in my Wizard of Legend explanation this year. Whenever you fail to pop the pinata like basically throws a quip at you. And it's just like, oh, wow, you really call that a combo? And it'll talk shit the whole time in every single run that you run against until you actually pop it. And then it just doesn't exist anymore because it's gone. It's a really satisfying moment. I'm uncomfortable with it going first. Instead, I would offer you playing Connect 4 in the hospital in A Way Out.
Of all the things in A Way Out that's listed, I think it's the weakest.
You know what? I will take it.
Okay.
All right.
I would like to nominate the first time you intentionally self-harm in J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. That doesn't sound like a good time to me at all.
Yeah, and I guess this is where we, I guess, get into the meat of like what this category means. Best, is best, most powerful, that kind of thing. Like, so like when you discover that a core mechanic of this, like, because the game doesn't do a lot of like telling you with word, like there's no tutorialization in the missing. Like there's no like boxes popping up on screen being like, and here's how to do the thing, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you discover that you need to play this game by hurting yourself. You need to play this game by having arms torn off, legs torn off, catching on fire, drowning, getting concussed. That those are things that you need to do in order to succeed in this game. And like you get hurt first, like accidentally, but then comes the first moment where you realize like, oh, if my arm gets torn off here, then I can pick up my severed arm and then throw it and knocks this other thing I need out of that tree, which I can't reach. And you can pick up from the text messages and the earlier conversation with your girlfriend before she disappears that JJ is in a really bad place emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just based on like the surrealist quality of the game, it feels like JJ, like imagine having somebody who's looking for an excuse to hurt themselves be handed that excuse. Like, there is a feeling of dread it builds in the player where you're like, oh no, this is bad. It's real bad. But I don't know. Like, I think I can go with losing it only because, like, there's so much other stuff in this category that look to be moments of real player joy that, like, while I think this is a very powerful moment, it might not be what we want from this category this year.
Fair.
Okay.
Like, there was a lot of stuff about, like, Bayek's, like, death of his child last year, and the stuff with, like, Bayek's marriage to Aya last year, that I don't think necessarily might have gone as far if it were this year. And that could just be because there have been some rough fucking years personally on this podcast, and maybe we're looking for some happier moments in our best moment category. Okay, Tegan.
I'm gonna cut. Nobody's gonna like this. I'm gonna cut. My body doesn't even like this. I'm gonna cut strawberry pie in Celeste. I don't think that was the best moment of the game, and I don't think it's the best moment on this list.
I'd like to talk about strawberry pies.
Okay.
So throughout the game in Celeste, there are a couple of collectibles. There are music tapes, which are later used to access alternate forms of the level called B-sides, and there are strawberries, which seem to have no purpose, to be honest. Like, you collect them throughout the game, but it's just a thing to collect, and you have to go a little out of your way to collect them. At the end of the game, when you have finally scaled the mountain and you decide to come back down, you bring all your strawberries to the old lady, and you, Theo, and I think Mr. Oshiro's also there, or at least his ghost. I don't know.
He is, yes.
Yeah. You all, like, use all the strawberries that she collected, and, like, make a strawberry pie. You share it together. It's nice. I don't think it's one of the best moments either, but it's a little nice, like, bow to put on the thing. I guess they didn't think of anything else to really do with their, like, collectibles.
And I'm cool with it being cut too. There's just something more I want to say about the moment.
Okay.
Which is that, like, so often in games, there is something which is truly outsized tied to a collectible. Like, if you don't get all 1,000 of the widgets, you don't get the real ending. Or if you don't get 750 pieces of the power armor, then you can't get the best weapon in the game, which means that the final battle is going to be a huge pain in the ass. Like, collectability is often tied to, like, a sensation of wasted time and a sensation of, like, fuck you in video games. Like, there's a point where you can, like, look at a map or look at a playfield and see a thing sitting somewhere and be like, you know what? Eat a dick, game. I don't want that. Like, you can keep your blue coin or your purple diamond or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I can't anymore. I fucking can't. And a lot of times that shit will push you away. But, Celeste chose to use collectibles in a way that underscored the narrative of the game, which is that the journey is the important part. You know, this is all about Madeline's personal journey, and the strawberries just happen to be these, like, mileposts along that journey. And so, like, when you get to the end of the game and it has no, like, play experience, like, there's no material difference in, like, the play experience because you've collected strawberries.
Yeah.
Whether you collect one strawberry or all the strawberries, you will have strawberry pie at the end. And so there's, like, no material difference. But what it does is it kind of just underscores the journey is the thing. And you did something because you wanted to, not because of an artificial construct outside yourself forcing you into it. So I liked it. Like, it's not often that, like, collectibles can be used in a game to reinforce narrative themes, and I liked that was done in Celeste. So I am cool with letting Strawberry Pie go. Just wanted to say my piece.
Okay.
All
Of
right.
pie.
It's your cut, Brian.
I feel like, based on what was being said earlier, that sounds like there might be some... I think I might be able to get away with discovering a superclass dungeon in Octopath Traveler.
Why?
Why do I think that?
Yeah.
I don't know, hope.
Nah, man, it was dope. Like, especially because, like, all the other classes, like, you already have them with the characters. It's just when you find, like, one of the shrines, like, let's say you find, like, the Shrine of the Cleric or whatever, you meet, like, a goddess or whatever the hell, and all that really does is to make it so that anyone can be a cleric, not just the Ophelia, who's, like, your named cleric in the game. But when you find, like, a super dungeon, there's two things that are noticeably different. Like, it's, like, Shrine of, like, the Warmonger or whatever. And you walk in, and it's a straight-up dungeon, first of all. And then, so, like, there's monsters, there's treasure chests. You have to explore the shit. And then there's a boss at the end of it that, like, does some crazy shit you've never seen before. And after you win, you get that shit. You can just do it now, and anyone can. It's really cool, man. It was a really good time. It was a really neat surprise after seeing all the other shrines in the game. I'm not comfortable cutting it yet either. How about we cut the horse physics from Red Dead Redemption 2?
You mean the only redeeming factor of Red Dead Redemption 2?
Wait, really? The only redeeming factor?
No, I'm cool with cutting it. I'm just being facetious.
Tegan, he has a plan, though.
I know he has a plan, but I'm cool with cutting this.
2018's best testicles can go.
Best testicles 2018. Too much epilogue. Best testicles, though.
Too much epilogue. Testicles 10 out of 10.
Lots of plans. The game is 2 discs because of the fucking plan.
God, it is. Oof. Alright. I'm gonna go Catching a Shoplifter in Moonlighter.
Oh, man. That stuff's fun.
It is fun. It's definitely fun. Where you, like, dive on them and beat the shit out of them, and then you get your item back, and they, like, run out of your store crying. Like,
I'm like, get out of here!
Yeah, 100% agree. Better than discovering a boss, though?
No.
I don't think so.
Not. Okay, but hold on. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait.
If before we cut that, what if we cut... Oh, damn, all this shit is dope.
Right? This is the problem.
Okay, what about we cut fixing the truck in A Way Out?
Ooh.
You keep coming for A Way Out, bro. I think you're trying to, like, make this a death of a thousand
No, I'm trying
cuts.
not to, but there's like 30 things on this list, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
well, that is also about the fact that A Way Out had, like an endless string of amazing moments. There's a reason there's 30 things on here from A Way Out.
There are more amazing moments, though. Again, there are still more amazing moments than fixing the truck.
Okay, all right. I will accept fixing the truck at this time, but, like, Rocky, if you come for A Way Out again, we're going to have a conversation.
We're going to have a conversation anyway, eventually, because we're going to have to come for A Way Out. It's like the first half of the list.
It is the first half of the list.
It's letters A through M, my dude.
That's actually like 19 options, man.
Isn't that 13 options?
It's 13 options.
Fuck. I don't know the letters. Forgive me.
I only know that because M is the 13th letter. I only know M is the 13th letter of the alphabet because of a thread of Kingdom Hearts conspiracy theories I was going through. And one of the things it listed was, when you're starting Kingdom Hearts, when it zooms in on the title, it zooms in on the M specifically, and M is the 13th letter. And it was like a 13-part conspiracy of, like, when Kingdom Hearts 13 was gonna be, or when during E3 we were gonna get the next piece of Kingdom Hearts 3 information. It was right, but I don't think it was right for all the reasons they listed.
That sounds about right, yeah. Okay, because Brian, I definitely don't want to get to a point where, like, a bunch of, like, games that had 3 moments to start end up with 1 moment left, and then we have, like, 7 moments from A Way Out. Like, I don't want to do that. It's not where I want to be. But... Okay, how about this? I want to cut meeting Mr. Oshiro.
Wait, no, we just cut fixing the truck.
Oh, you did? Oh, sorry. Comically huge sandwich. I had to deal with that. My bad. So Brian, it's your cut.
And just for the record, A Way Out only represents 28.8% of the nominations in this category.
That's still really big, dude. Imagine, like, there aren't 5 nominees, dude. There's like 40 nominees, and a fifth of them are A Way Out. That's wild.
I was just doing the math on it.
Okay. A little more than a fourth.
I'm going to cut sneaking into the laundry room in A Way Out.
Really? You, like, love that?
I do love sneaking into the laundry room. But if A Way Out cuts are going to happen, I'm going to make sure that they're done by somebody who loves it and with care.
You say that like I don't love it.
Yeah, man. Like, that's kind of fucked.
Okay. Well, then I'm sorry.
Rude.
I apologize to both of you.
Rude.
I just apologized.
Brian's over here coming for us, Rocky.
I also only accept apologies in the form of sushi, but whatever.
I don't know how he's going to mail you some sushi, Rocky. It'll
That's
go
not
bad.
how it works, Tegan.
It'll go
whatever,
bad by the time it gets there.
Okay. I'm going to cut... Okay, so... I'm going to cut winning a real difficult hunt by the skin of your teeth in Monster Hunter World, because I'm not sure you guys share that sentiment with me. So I'm going to let that one go.
Okay. I understand, like, the emotion behind it, but I just never got there in Monster Hunter.
I feel that.
Brian, you can't do that. Get out of here. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being dumb. You can't add things while we're talking about it.
Well, it was already crossed out, though.
You can't add things while we're talking about it. I refuse. Overruled. Overruled. If we're going to talk about waiting in a queue, that's not the queue we're going to talk about.
True enough. Tegan, it's your
Stop,
cut.
Brian. I cut Brian.
You cut Brian. Brian's out of the show.
Brian's still freaking typing in this show doc. We are trying to do a podcast, Brian. I have other things to do today.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Fair.
I'm gonna cut... Oh lord. Fishing in A Way Out. I didn't even know there was a movie theater chase. So, whatever.
What?
What?
Well, like,
what movie
you did
theater?
The movie. All right, so like, remember the part where
No.
Vincent and Leo are outside of a movie theater, and like Vincent finds out that his wife is
in the hospital,
going into labor.
Oh, yeah.
And so then like a guy shows up and he chases them into the building. The building he chases them into is a movie theater.
Oh.
Yeah, and the fight goes from the lobby of the theater to like
Legit did not make that connection.
Yeah.
Like, at all. We did that, and I didn't even realize we were there. Cool. I'm still gonna cut fishing.
Fishing was neat.
Fishing was neat, but it was really funny because Brian couldn't, in our playthrough, Brian couldn't fish, and Tegan could. Tegan caught both the fish. Just like, haha!
And in Brian and Rocky's playthrough, Brian and Rocky got corralling the fishing correct, so we were both able to catch fishes pretty easily. So I had two entirely different experiences with fishing, which for me highlights just the incredible like depth of the two-player system in that game.
It was hilarious.
Which is so
Brian
cool.
was like, I walked in and I was like, oh, okay, we got a fish. I just walked into the water and stabbed one immediately. And I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Like, wandered away. And Brian's like, why is this so hard?
Oh, no.
It's not hard, Brian. You just gotta stab a fish.
But it is possible to completely fuck those fish and like trap them and like stabbing them like inconsequential.
That's 3-dimensional chess.
Yep.
To be fair, they're already kind of trapped.
Okay, in exchange for fishing, can I give you beating Anjanath in Monster Hunter World?
Are you sure?
I'd like to talk about it, but Brian has feelings about the fish thing, and I'm gonna let that rock.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't protecting fishing.
Oh, I know you. I thought you were protecting fishing.
Yeah, it sounded like you were protecting fishing.
No, I'm not protecting fishing.
Okay.
You'll know. Like,
whatever. Fuck them fish, dude. Let's get rid of them.
Let's stab them. Stab them?
Brian, you're up.
I was going to say, make no mistake, I got feelings on all these A Way Out sequences. Somebody talk to me about the intro to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
God, it's so good.
Tegan, go off.
It's absolutely the kind of experience you wanted. The little Pokemon, like, comes up on your flat screen TV in game and gets all excited to see you, jumps out of the TV, runs around you, and, like, the motion thing, like, tracks it as, like, the camera. Like, if you were wearing a camera, you'd be tracking it. And then he comes up, and he like, jumps up on you, and he, like, gives you a little sniff, and gets all excited, and then runs back up to the TV, and, like, waves you in, and jumps into the TV, and then you also jump into the TV, and suddenly you're in Pokemon World. Wow! So good.
Let's go, Brian.
So pure! Like, you can't tell me that wasn't your first... Like, when you first booted up the Pokemon game, that wasn't immediately how it felt. There's a lot of humming, but not a lot of action.
Look, man. I'll go with clearing Anjanath.
Okay. I want to talk about it. So Anjanath is like one of the first new monsters in Monster Hunter World. No, that's not true. Like, Jagras is the first one. But it's like one of the first walls. Like, you can run around, you kill a Jagras, it's not that big a deal. There's like a lightning squirrel that you fight that's kind of wild, but like its patterns aren't super crazy. There's a poison bird, you kill that, whatever, hum dum jujju. But like then you get to Anjanath, who's like basically this giant pink T-Rex. It can like flap out giant wings, it breathes fire, and it kind of fucks you up for a while. And like it's a lot of it is just like you don't have gear that's resistant to fire yet, so like you could like piecemeal like a gear set over time, but it's one of the first fights where you need to learn the mechanics. Like you need to like know to not get hit by certain things, or to like pace your attacks, or like know when to back off. Otherwise, you just won't clear it. So like it's like the first time the game like really asks you to be like patient in combat, as opposed to just straight up hitting it, getting hit, and then getting back up. Like you can't take the hits that Anjanath is throwing at you. So you need to learn how to be more patient and like avoid like certain attacks, which is like, I feel like is quintessential Monster Hunter. Like it's the first monster whose patterns you actually have to learn to continue moving forward. And I thought it was a really important moment. It definitely cleared things up for me, especially like once I didn't have like the demo gear, which is like stronger than usual, but it's not everyone's experience. So it's cool to let it cut now. I got other things to do.
Well, Rocky, there's something you said just now and that you said in a previous category, and I kind of want to key in on it. You said it's not everybody's experience.
Right.
We're not necessarily looking for consensus here, and we've had stuff in last year like ride into Final Threes that were based on like the passion of like one of us. And so, like, if you feel strongly about killing Anjanath, as much shit as I give this game, then I want to make sure that we air it and we give it time to breathe, because it might not have been my experience, it might not have been Tegan's experience, but if clearing Anjanath was one of your formative moments for the year, then I want it to live longer.
Okay. Then I'd rather cut meeting Mr. Oshiro and Celeste.
I could live with that.
Okay. Okay. Brian, walk me through the first time the mirror says typical to you.
Okay. All right. It's fun. It's a laugh out loud moment. All right. So, the way in each one of the stories with each one of the girls, you fight the girl 4 times. Okay?
Okay.
And so the way it works is you have your first 3 fights, which are, match 3 sequences. And
the sex fight?
And then you have a sex sequence, and then you have the 4th match 3, which is like a super difficult sequence.
Oh, okay.
And then you have a second sex sequence. But after that second sex sequence, the sex button is just like lit up. And you're like, huh? You're like, is there more story to do here? And so if you click on like, the sex sequence button, the game brings up this prompt that says, do you want to like continue the story, or do you want to enter like, basically free play fuck mode? And if you enter free play fuck mode, the pop-up then says typical.
Fuck.
The game calls you out for just being a horny loser.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, and it made me laugh out loud because like, I'm like, that's so good. It's so fucking good. Because the game's way of corralling you and keeping you on task is just so like funny and cute. Just like, really? Free play sex mode, you loser? Come on. Typical. It was one of my best laughs from a game this year.
Okay. I actually want to cut getting the trampoline in Donut County.
I could be with that. That trampoline's real dumb. It's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I especially enjoy the moving of chickens with it.
Chickens.
Fuck you, chicken strips.
Man, that game is fucking stupid. Not like it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But I can get behind getting rid of the trampoline at this point. Who's slicing?
It's Tegan.
Me slice. I'm gonna do Ugh. How is it that we're already getting into gross territory? I'm gonna pick, oh no, moving past the spotlights in A Way Out. Because I saw the parachute sequence and just started laughing, so... Brian almost died, it was so funny!
Parachute sequence is amazing.
Oh, no, it was so funny!
Oh, God.
Brian almost died, it was a good time.
I can deal with it.
I was like, Brian, come back here! Stop! Spread your arms and legs out! And he's like, do what? Move over here? And I'm like, no!
Oh,
Good
man.
times, Jesus. Anyway. Brian's turn.
I am going to offer up the Dear God Who Needs a Transplant, the missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories.
Why does the Dear God need a transplant? Talk to me about it.
It's weird business, man.
I mean, yeah, Dear Gods don't typically need transplants, but go on.
So, one of the things I mentioned in this game is the weird surrealism and the Lynchian influence. So there's this point where you're wandering through this graveyard when you come to this underground temple, and there is a giant talking altar to a deer god, the same deer god who resurrected you near the beginning of the game after you were struck by lightning in a field full of burning windmills.
Okay.
Yep. And so this is like this weird altar to this deer god. The deer god is talking, and the voice that the deer god is talking in sounds weird because the voiceover for the deer god was all recorded backwards and then reversed, so it all sounds off. Like the Red Room stuff from Twin Peaks. And the deer god is saying stuff like, really? What? I need a transplant. And there are these like 4 rotating platforms, which have, and there's like these 4 jars on the ground. 2 of the jars have severed arms in them, and 2 of the jars have severed legs in them. And so you like put these like jars with severed body parts onto the platforms and then rotate them into a configuration so that like the deer god is assembled. And once the deer god is reassembled, the deer god offers you its heart, which you can then take back outside. And it is the last piece of a corpse you found that you toss into an open grave. Which then causes a fire to catch, which sets you on fire. It's this really weird, strange, like, it's probably the most David Lynch ass moment of the game. It's fucking weird. But again, just feeling like what feels like the general mood of this category this year, I feel like it's probably a good time for it to go.
Gotcha.
At this point, I'll cut Catching a Shoplifter and Moonlighter.
Okay.
It's a very good small moment in the game, but there are bigger moments in that game alone, let alone other games that I'd like to discuss.
Can I cut? May I please cut? Winning your first boss fight in Wizard of Legend? I feel like the other Wizard of Legend moments are probably stronger.
Well, man, those boss fights are wild. Can I offer you finally having a build click in Dead Cells?
Okay.
Feels good.
Brian?
I'm gonna go with collecting your stuff after the breakup in Florence. Are there objections?
Not especially. Do you mind talking about it? People didn't play.
So in Florence, when you move in with your boyfriend, there's a sequence where, you're like moving your stuff in together and, and blending the items that you own together. And after the breakup, you have to remember what's yours and like drag it into a box to complete moving out. Which is tough because, position of items have changed, items look similar, and enough time has passed that you likely don't remember everything that you added into the room. And so, like, it really, really sells kind of like just the gross, painful practicality of a breakup. You're just like, oh, God, here's the thing that happens. So it hurts because it feels so real. You're like, yes, people need to get their books. Yes, people are going to take their red desk lamp, that kind of thing. Is it me?
Sorry, I'm far away. No,
Okay.
You just cut.
I just got the breakup.
Yeah.
Collecting the stuff after the breakup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At this point, I want to cut the first time you break a whole enemy party in a single turn in Octopath Traveler.
Okay. I'm gonna cut playing basketball with Leo's son from A Way Out. It's a very humanizing moment. It's a very soft moment. It's not the best moment.
Let me think about this for a second. Sure.
Okay.
Hold on. I'd actually rather you cut the mansion shootout over playing basketball with Leo's son.
Okay.
I think the mansion shootout is a thing that exists in a lot of other games, and I think it's one of the weaker parts of A Way Out as a whole. Because while it is like pretty cinematic, it doesn't flow super well, and the shooting isn't like incredibly great. There is a good moment where there is like a sort of hostage situation where one of the characters has to take a shot, and it looks like a resolution to like the character's problems, but I don't think it's as well executed as many of the better parts of the game. While the basketball thing isn't like huge, and really only one of the two players gets to experience it as versus in the, I guess, the correct perspective. But like Leo having that time with his son and like those dialogue moments, I think is a stronger execution wise than like the mansion shootout as a whole.
Okay.
Okay.
And I suppose if we're talking about like well executed action, the movie theater chase actually feels a lot tenser than the mansion shootout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Brian, it's your cut.
Finally kicking cheating Luigi's butt.
Oh no. You don't understand true glory until you've beaten the fucking Luigi. 13 stars to 4, you shit! Ha ha! You fucker! I got him so good. I got him so good I just startled a cat. That's how good I got him. I know, I'm sorry, Nico. I'm sorry, Nico. I know.
You know the computer's a cheating bastard in that game, Brian.
Luigi's a cheating whore. God, he's the worst. He's the biggest cheat out of all the NPCs. Oh, see? Even Nico agrees.
Then why don't we pull running from Mr. Oshiro?
Really?
I don't want to, man, but I'm timid to go around all this Wizard of Legend shit.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to play the game, I get that. But like,
what if we cut winning your first boss fight? Because I feel like the final procession is more rewarding.
Yeah. Actually, over winning your first boss fight, I'd rather cut popping the piñata.
Okay. So we'll cut popping the piñata instead.
There we go.
I put the fear in Brian. That's so good.
You did.
I want to cut killing the Hand of the King in Dead Cells because given the appropriate context, it's kind of anticlimactic. When you're doing a run of Dead Cells, like you start out in like a catacombs and ultimately make your way back to like the castle at like the center of the island where there's real like crazy ass monsters and real puzzles to solve. And then you end up fighting like the Hand of the King, which is a giant monster protecting the king sitting in like a single throne by himself. Once you kill the Hand of the King, which is a slightly interesting boss fight, but not super interesting, then you like get to go kill the king like in his actual like seat. Like you stab him and he like fucking explodes for some reason. And it like destroys your body. And then like you crawl into like a sewer pipe that takes you back to the first room, and it starts over again. as far as I understand, that's how the endings go all the way to Nightmare, which is like the highest difficulty level when you have all 4 like boss cells. So like the ending doesn't like change or anything. So you're kind of still on this infinite loop, and it's not clear what you're doing or why you're doing it. So while it is a satisfying moment to get there and to win that fight, ultimately it doesn't give like a lot of resolution to the problems that are happening on this like diseased island.
Okay. I can be with that.
Tegan, you're up.
I'm gonna cut clearing the last hopping vampire board.
Okay. So, the hopping vampire is probably the first opponent in Mirror where if you don't have all of your shit buttoned up, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Okay.
The hopping vampire is has like multiple like special attacks which do like extreme damage to you, the player. And also has like status effects that she can apply to you in battle, which do like chip damage over time. So even if she's not hurting you, you're losing health. And so like you could be sitting there just trying to match 3 and then go, oh fuck, I died. Because of this chip damage. And so it's really the first time that you're like, oh my god, like I'm going to need to really figure out a way to stay like I'm not just thinking about clearing the board and I'm not just thinking about matching 3. I also need to think about staying alive. So I need to be making moves which heal me. I need to be doing specifically the heal moves, but the heal moves aren't doing damage to her. And so that's when you start to think about like the various weaknesses that the various monster types have. So because she's a vampire, she's vulnerable to specifically holy damage and fire damage. And so you start like pulling together like a build which focuses on like holy damage and fire damage. And when I realized I was kind of under leveled by the time I got to her fight, and so I went back and I did some grinding on some of the earlier girls, which sounds bad. So I did grinding on the earlier girls, so that way I could pick up a buff that allows me to have 15 extra turns to complete the fight. So the hopping vampire is the first time that like this game lets you know that you need to be really like the hopping vampire is Anjanath.
Yeah.
It's the first major fuck you, are you playing this video game or not fight.
So what are you going to offer me instead?
In the spirit of recognizing that, you know, likely we will not end up with like multiple moments from the same game. I say likely in our final 3. I'll offer you the resolution of the time traveler story from Mirror.
Okay.
I do kind of want to, briefly touch on it.
Go for it.
So one of the stories in the game is like your character, because you play a different protagonist in each story. So you're not playing the same protagonist in each one of the stories in the game. And in the time traveler story, you're playing this like shitty asshole who's going to like this convention, which is kind of like a sci-fi fantasy anime convention. And he like runs into this girl who he thinks is, like a cosplayer.
Okay.
But she's actually a time-traveling warrior who's been thrown into this convention and she doesn't know why. And so she's like, salutations, warrior, and he's all like, whatever, babe. And so your character in this story is like kind of shitty, and you kind of spin your story with him hoping that he gets his like comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, dude, she's pretty great. She's a fucking time traveling like war chief who's accidentally been thrown into this fucking con. You're a boner. What the fuck? And at the end of that story, not only does she get returned to her time and her war, but he comes along too and ends up getting fucking enslaved like the dirtbag he is. And it's like, you will help you like push like the battering rams and catapults now. And I'm like, all right, that's right, dirtbag. No more being like shitty to girls at the convention. This is what you get now. You get to push the battering ram.
Oh shit.
Fucker. Like, so it feels good. It feels good. Who's cut?
Yours.
All right. How about walking through a warped door in Moonlighter?
Oh, I don't know. Let me talk about it. See how I feel at the end of it. So, whenever you go into a dungeon in Moonlighter, you do have to go through some portal, and you're in some weird biome. At first, it's kind of like a stone catacomb. Second one's a forest. Third one's a desert.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth one, I'm not entirely sure where the fourth one is, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird world.
Mm-hmm. They call it like the tech world.
Mm-hmm.
But so when you're in any of the previous dungeons, including the fourth one, sometimes you see a door that has like some weird warp effect around it. Like you can tell, like it seems like distorted. And if you go through it, you end up in a room that would be in the next dungeon. So there are monsters in it that like you normally can't fight, or that are much stronger than whatever's in like the previous dungeon. But there's also items in that dungeon that you can get that are much more valuable than what you can get in your current dungeon. So there's a solid risk reward in there. And it's also really interesting to get a preview of what's going next. Like in the forest level, you step into like the desert level for a bit, and then you have like monsters that are like firing magma at you, that are like spinning around and like teleporting, and like so they have unique behaviors, unique abilities, and a new biome with significant reward every time you walked into one. And I remember like early on, I was like thoroughly spooked to like walk into one of those rooms like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on in here. That thing hit me for a third of my health. But then like later on, when I started getting more confident, like being in like my second dungeon gear, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try these places. And it felt better for doing it. It was like a nice way to like nudge you like going forward, but also saying this is a little bit of what you had to look forward to. Because you also got access to like the later equipment. Like you could see the components that you'd need to build it, but you weren't able to build it outright without true access to the dungeon. It was a very nice design touch. It was a very cool thing to do every time I did it. I think I'd rather have it stay. And to that end, now I'd like to cut clearing Anjanath in Monster Hunter World.
Right?
You're up, Teeks.
I'm gonna go for finally kicking Luigi's cheating butt. I put it on here and I'm gonna take it off.
Alright.
Fuck Luigi, he's cheating whore. But
But the very hard Waluigi, though?
Waluigi is always hard.
Jesus.
All right, Brian's turn.
I'm gonna cut crossing the bridge in a way out.
Okay.
All right. I'd like to cut edging back to back up the shaft and a way out.
Can I offer you instead escaping the hospital?
No.
No, that was
No.
dope.
We're starting to run into way out troubles.
Uh-oh.
We've reached that point.
Okay, what if we cut...
I feel like edging back up the shaft was like the first really great moment in A Way Out.
Okay.
Obviously the
It's
first of many, but it's the one that made you go, oh.
It's the holy shit, this video game moment.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Okay, then let's cut playing basketball with Leo's son now.
Okay, I can live with that.
Okay.
It's a good emotional moment, but like a lot of what's left now for A Way Out are moments where I was like saying, holy shit, even the second time I was experiencing it.
I'd like to cut running from Mr. Oshiro in Celeste.
Can I offer to you instead the breakup sequence in Florence?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I want to
eulogize
say
it?
Brian can do it.
There's this thing that Florence does in the game where when you're having a conversation with your boyfriend, you're kind of like assembling pieces of the dialogue with them. And the way they get to the moment of the breakup is they make it impossible to assemble the dialogue with the other person. Like it ceases to be something that you could do mechanically. Like they assign you a task you cannot do on screen. It's a painful moment executed well mechanically. Like realizing like, oh, I can't connect to this person in this way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the moving in versus moving out sequence is also the inverse of the falling in love sequence from earlier, where like when you're assembling dialogue, it gets easier and easier until all you're doing is just sliding a single piece into a box because it's no longer a puzzle. So like they make the breakup hurt when they kind of like reverse that mechanic. Rocky, is there something you wanted to add while eulogizing this scene?
I like how when like the fights started happening, the speed at which like the statements like got assembled was like a lot faster.
Yeah.
Like the first day, like you just kind of, it was really like tentative and like cautious. It's like, maybe I put these together. And then like you see the other person do the same thing. But like you can tell it was like a culmination of a lot of small things, which is how breakups like tend to happen. And like you could see like how quickly they were all laid out. Like even when like you put like a couple things together, like you'd see like the boyfriend put stuff together like tap 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 like super fast.
Yep.
And like it's kind of like how those arguments like, wow, I can't believe you went there so fast. And it was like being held in. And you could like, you try to like match the pace until like it's over. And I think it was very eloquently put together.
Yeah. It's a real good, real hurty moment. And once again, like, moments or sequences that are in this list are not here because they're okay. They're here because they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's cut?
Your cut.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't I just cut that?
No, you offered it to me.
Oh, darn it. Is it time for the intro of Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee to go?
I don't know, man. I cried. It was such a pure moment of good. A moment of good in the hellscape that had been 2018. Like a genuine moment.
What would you offer instead?
I would offer entering the Tetris place. Because you can enter the Tetris place in any Tetris game. Not to the same extent, but you can.
I would argue that only 3 implementations of Tetris have let you get to this level of glaze.
That's still 3 implementations of Tetris. The intro to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is unique to Let's Go Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee.
Okay.
Is this where we're getting into semantic arguments?
I think so.
Like, I'm not disagreeing that that's a great moment. However,
I mean, and I think I think the problem here is that the Tetris effect and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee are doing the same thing, but like the problem is that they're both executing in the same way. They're taking a thing which has happened many times before. You know, like Pokemon games have all had beginnings before. They've all had beginnings. This just happens to be an extraordinary. Exactly. And no Tetris game has ever taken you to that place mentally as frequently and as easily as the Tetris effect. Like when you're playing Tetris effect, like you get into that space and it's because of that like luminous rhythm, color, light, music component, which isn't something that Tetris or Tetris DS really leaned on. You know, like a lot like with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, apparently there was a missing piece to like get to that emotional resonance much quicker. Mm-hmm. And Tetris Effect keys in on it, which sounds like what's going on with Pokemon. That the game has found something. Which wasn't previously being exploited effectively. It might have been there. Like, everybody knows Tetris Music Type A. You know, like, it's a piece of music everybody knows. If you play Tetris Music A, everyone knows it. And that's the thing which I think most frequently would get people to the Tetris space before. And Pokemon games have certainly had good beginnings before, but what we're talking about here is best executions of a beloved thing.
Mm-hmm.
What if we cut Running from Mr. Oshiro here?
I could get behind that.
Okay.
That shit was terrifying.
It was. It's pretty wild.
God. Oshiro's Hotel gets 1 star on Yelp.
I would like to cut the first time mirrors as typical to you in Mirror.
Instead, I would like to offer the last hopping vampire board.
Okay.
I feel like that the first time that mirror says typical is at this point kind of a unique moment based on what's left here.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really many moments which are like perfectly well executed comedy, which is left.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's something which is designed to make you laugh out loud, and it does. And I'm just looking at the list, and guys, if you see something here which fits that bill, let me know. Are there any really funny moments other than Mirror saying typical left?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, right. And I feel like letting the hopping vampire go at this point feels okay since we've let Anjanath go at this point.
All right.
Where are we at? Who's up?
Tegan.
Me, I'm up. Can I cut winning your first boss fight in Wizard of Legend?
Let me think. Yeah, we can cut that now. Brian, you're up.
I would now like to come for walking through a warped door in Moonlighter.
I would rather cut the movie theater chase in A Way Out.
I like the movie theater chase more than escaping the hospital.
Okay, so escaping the hospital. Okay, where does escaping the hospital start? Because I might be blending it with some stuff.
You go see Vincent's wife,
Mm-hmm.
and Vincent meets the baby, and Leo sees that there are cops coming, and he like runs into the room and says, Vincent, we gotta go. At which point, Leo runs back into the hallway, and then Vincent goes out the window, which separates them, and they start doing this like amazing like cutting back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, like Leo's doing this and Vincent's doing this, and the what they're doing intersects in this way, and then we swing the camera around to discover this one's in this hallway, and now this is going on, and
Okay, it's when they split up. That's what I needed to know.
And it resolves with you know, stealing the car at the front of the hospital at the end to get Leo.
Okay, then I'd rather have you cut edging back to back up the shaft and A Way Out.
At this point, I could be okay with it, because while edging back to back is awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's the first, oh my god, this game is going to do this very particular thing that I didn't think was possible.
Exceptionally well.
Exceptionally
There
well.
are
There's
some exceptionally well things that it does that are still represented, so.
Yeah, and there's like some bigger holy shit moments that come later.
Okay, Tegan, you're up.
I'd like to cut discovering a superclass dungeon at this point.
Fine. I've already said my piece on it. I'm cool with letting it go now.
Okay. Is it worth inventorying at this point what we have left?
Please. Like 80 things. At the moment, in Best Moment, we have Escaping the Hospital and A Way Out. The parachute sequence in A Way Out. The movie theater chase in A Way Out. And the final rooftop shootout and death in A Way Out. Finding the secret final boss in Octopath Traveler. Clearing a hunt without getting hit in Monster Hunter World. Reconciliation. Oh my god.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation with yourself in Celeste. The final ascent in Celeste. The intro to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The final procession in Wizard of Legend. Discovering a boss in Moonlighter. Walking through a warped door in Moonlighter. When your brain fucking melts and you get to the Tetris place in Tetris Effect. The Treehouse in The Amazing Adventures of Captain Spirit. And the first time Mirror says typical to you in Mirror. Brian, wait. Whose cut is it?
I think it's me.
It's Brian's cut.
Okay, thank you.
Clearing a hunt without getting hit in Monster Hunter World.
I don't know, man. Like, that's a real huge accomplishment. Like, especially, like, just not getting hit. I mean, there are situations where even, like, when you're fighting, like, low-level monsters, like, beating them without getting hit means you know exactly what they're going to do before they do it. And it's not an easy feat. And it never feels cheap. Because it's not like, the fights are never scripted. They have an algorithm, like they decide what they're going to do based on things that you are doing, but it's always a dance, and it's not like choreographed, really.
Okay, well, what would you offer instead?
I'll give you a warp door, man.
Okay, warp door is gone. All right, somebody do a murder.
Brocky's turn to do a murder.
Yeah. I want to cut the movie theater chase in A Way Out.
Okay.
Brian?
Yeah, I'll live with it.
Okay.
Tegan?
I want to cut. I'm looking. I want to cut the parachute sequence from A Way Out.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting
Audience, we should stress that shit is wild, though.
there. It is wild,
It really
yeah.
is.
It's back to you, right, Rocky?
No, it's your turn.
Tegan-
I
yeah.
just
What-
cut.
what- What did Rocky cut?
Rocky cut the movie theater chase scene.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. God, there's so many things. Oh. Finding the secret final boss in Octopath Traveler.
Okay, first I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, but I'm going to talk about it first. So in Octopath Traveler, there are 8 characters. And while they all seem to have, like, pretty disjointed stories, and they are pretty disjointed, they are tied together by a single common thread. When you leave the first character's, like, story chapter, you meet a young man. And he's on a journey to find his father. He disappeared when he was very young. Later on in the story, there seems to be a spooky woman who has captured the attention of a very powerful knight. And the knight wants to get her attention, and the only way to get her attention is to prove how strong he is. So he fights whoever shows up. When you beat him, she decides that you're not who she's looking for, and neither was the man that you defeated. And she's, like, traveling throughout the world to find those things. They both have various, like, side quests. But ultimately, one of the things that you do is that you lead them to meet each other. And it turns out that the spooky woman is actually the vestal of a dark god. And the young man that you meet at the beginning is someone who is compatible with that dark god spirit. The reason his father disappeared is because that same woman led him to his doom behind a giant, like, evil door or whatever. Eventually, when you bring these two characters together, they go through the door together, and you follow them, and you end up in, like, a boss rush where you fight every boss that you fought before, without being able to leave or heal or anything like that. And then you find, like, the final boss, which is this actual, like, resurrected dark god. And it is a huge fight. You need to use all 8 characters arranged into 2 parties, and, like, it is incredibly intense. There are some really cheesy strats that some people have used to beat it. But it's really cool. And I think that was the moment when it, like, actually gave me closure with the game. It's the last quest that I actually completed. After that, you get an item that makes it so that you don't have to battle anymore. So you can just kind of walk around and talk to everyone and learn their stories, even if you haven't finished the side quest yet. I think it was a really cool moment. It's not quite Final Fantasy VI, even though there's some things that they could have done to make it better, but it's definitely a really strong moment. I would rather cut the first time the mirror says typical in this case.
Can I offer you the final ascent in Celeste?
Ooh.
Meaty.
I mean, that is a worthy sacrifice. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Then we will say goodbye to the final ascent in Celeste. Tegan, it's your cut.
Yep. At this point, can I cut clearing a hunt without getting a hit in Monster Hunter World?
Sure.
Okay.
Brian?
At this point, I would like to cut reconciliation with yourself and Celeste.
Might I offer you the intro to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee?
I'm not sure that's yours to offer, bro.
Might I offer you the intro to Let's Go Pokemon and Eevee?
Okay.
Brian's trying to burn down Celeste.
No, I'm not, man. It's just you have set up all these fucking landmines around Legend and Moonlighter.
You gotta learn how to dance, man. That's all it is.
I am. And I just did.
Okay, Brian. I'm gonna try to cut this typical line again.
How about when your brain fucking melts and you go to the Tetris place?
Okay, I'll take that.
It is mine to offer.
Never said it wasn't, man.
Alright, so we're down to escaping
Top
the
8.
hospital and a way out, the final rooftop shootout and a way out, finding the secret final boss in Octopath, reconciliation with yourself and Celeste, the final procession in Wizard of Legend, discovering a boss in Moonlighter, the treehouse in Captain Spirit, and the first time the mirror says typical to you in Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's cut?
It's Tegan's.
Can I cut the final rooftop shootout?
No fucking way. None. None at all. Nope.
Are you gonna offer me something?
I'm going to make a pass at trying to get this final procession thing cut.
Is that yours
The
to
final
offer?
Well, it's not mine
his
to offer, but I, you know what? I've been dancing around this shit because of these walls. I'm shaking the walls.
Okay, I want to talk about the final procession. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about cutting it right now, but so at the beginning of Wizard of Legend, you're not actually in like the fantasy world or anything. You're visiting a museum that's about the Wizard of Legend, and you like see a little bit about like how like the champions like trial or what the wizard's trial worked or whatever, and then like you're teleported into the world and now you live the wizard trial. When you beat the fourth and final boss, there's like a huge like procession. It's like a giant parade in your honor, and like everyone that was in the village, that the bosses that you fought, they all like congratulate you for clearing the wizard trials. They give you a coin to commemorate your time, and you walk through a portal, and then you go back to the present day. In present day, you're in like the same museum, but now like the entire museum exhibit is about you. Like it shows like your loadout, like the cowl that you chose, the relic that you chose at the beginning, and all the relics that you got over the course of the run. It shows all the characters that you interacted with, including like the rotating face, like red characters, the bosses that you beat, including the mini bosses, and any other achievements that you had. And then you can talk to people like in the background, kind of like a fly on the wall type of thing. like they're like looking at the exhibit. It's like, wow, like this deck must have been really important. And they're just like, nah, well, it's kind of just like a bunch of random spells to me, you know? And like, it like gives you like the third person perspective of how people would look at it. I think it was a really good touch at the end of the game. And man, I don't know if I'd say it's more important than we're at top 6. Man, I get this typical thing. I think it's funny. I don't know if it's one of the best moments in this game, in this year, I guess. But then again, you know.
I know we try to avoid tearing down shit,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Then let's talk about discovering a boss in Moonlighter.
Okay. In Moonlighter, like you're just fighting your way through like 3 floors or whatever. And then there's obviously some sort of boss at the bottom of it. And it's this like this beautiful like cinematic sequence every time it starts. Like, for example, the 2 most memorable ones to me are the second and third boss. In the 4th level, it's like a giant like bulb that like appears out of the ground and it like starts whipping its vines at you and like throwing out seeds to summon like other like ads that like turn the game into a bullet hell for you, like while you're like doing this kind of like dungeon battle thing. And the third one is like this large like stone snake that like separates and like can fire lasers at you and stuff. And it's really neat to see whatever it is at the bottom of the thing, because there is no like build up to it, and it's just this huge like interesting thing. And then you fight it until you beat it, and then you collect its treasures and you sell them in your shop. I guess given what's left, discovering a boss in Moonlighter would probably be the weaker of the moments that I care about here. So I'm willing to let you take that.
How many are left? I think that's an important question at this point.
7 now.
So we are really into like knives here. Okay.
Yep.
Brian, I think it's actually your cut.
I will cut the first time the mirror says typical. The mirror says typical to you.
Okay. That's real big of you, man.
Just think about that the next time that you need, that Wizard of Legend comes up.
Relax, man.
Jesus. I don't like these prospects.
Right? It's nothing easy about it. But that's the important part. That means they're all good. Tegan, tell me about this treehouse.
It's the last part of the game, really. After your dad has told you that, no, you're not getting a fucking Christmas tree, and he's gonna go sleep off his hangover, and you've done all the exploring in the game to determine, like, everything that's led up to this point, that's when he's like, okay, well, like, I'm gonna go outside and play. And so you go in the treehouse, and the treehouse is definitely like this kid's prime escapist make-believe spot. You're still in your little outfit, and you climb up in the tree, and you've got a secret code, and you've got, like, a walkie-talkie, or the other walkie-talkie, like the ones in your bedroom, and you, like, pretend to walkie-talkie back to someone who's in your bedroom. And there's a moment where he just sits, and there's just, you know, like, your picture-perfect melancholy indie soundtrack. And it's just him sitting in this freezing cold, like, literally just trying to make the best of it. Is a moment, is a good moment. It's a real good moment. I wish you'd played the game. I really wish you had. 'Cause wow.
Well, I guess I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'm gonna cut the final procession in Wizard of Legend.
It's big of you, Rocky.
Hey, man, like, I actually meant it when I said it. Like, don't patronize me, dude.
I'm not patronizing you.
Well, all right, then.
We're down to 5.
Yeah, top 5. Top 5.
Fucking Rocky coming at me with this fresh, funky attitude. What the fuck?
Tegan, you're up.
Can I? The final rooftop shootout?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. What do you got to offer me in exchange?
Secret Final Boss, Octopath.
I'd rather you cut escaping the hospital.
I'd rather cut Reconciliation with Self and Celeste.
Really? You're adamant about keeping 2 A Way Out moments in the top 3.
Okay, alright. Let's be real.
Uh-huh.
This Octopath thing is not making the final 3.
Sure. Whatever.
It's not.
I mean, like, I can't defend it beyond this point, because you have Final Cut. We have 2 cuts left.
Let us cut the hospital escape.
Okay.
All right.
I think the hospital is a marvel in both game design and storytelling. You have this moment where these characters have to operate like in parallel. Both the players and the individual characters get their like moments to shine on screen. So like it's not like you both get so absorbed in whatever each of you is doing to like not pay attention to the cool stuff that the other person is doing because of the way that the frames shift and stuff.
It's so much spectacle. And you know what's funny is that talking about the hospital also makes me think about the whitewater rafting sequence. And specifically the motorcycle chase. And just how like they felt like adrenaline from start to finish, but not so much that you couldn't smell the roses, you know? Like truly beautiful sequences. Absolutely cool moments.
Bigger fish. Well, Brian, it's your last cut. Because then we'll have 3 things.
Mm-hmm. And finding the secret final boss in Octopath Traveler.
Okay.
All right. So for those of you at home, our top 3 are the final rooftop shootout and Death in a Way Out, Reconciliation with Yourself and Celeste, and the Treehouse in Captain Spirit.
My vote actually goes for Reconciliation and Celeste.
My vote is with Final Rooftop Shootout and Death. Throughout the whole of A Way Out, one of the repeated mechanical things is whenever there is a mundane physical task that requires you both to hold a button, and it will show like a full circle, and you holding down the button will fill in half of the circle, and the other player needs to hold down the same button to fill in the other half of the circle. And so, when whoever is dying on the rooftop in A Way Out, because at this point, like, you and Vincent and Leo have already diverged because of the discovery that Vincent is a cop and that betrayal, and they've gotten into this gunfight with each other. And so, like, you've ceased at this point having things that you do together. There's no more, like, together mechanics until one of them is fatally wounded, which the way the game closes is one more thing that you do together. So, like, in the case of it being Leo that is dying, he holds up his hand to Vincent. And in the case of Vincent dying, he holds up a letter that Leo suggested that he write to take to Vincent's wife. And in both cases, one last time, you have to do the hold down the button to complete the circle mechanic. So like together, as one of them dies, they come back together, which is this like unspoken moment of like really tragic final reconciliation, because Vincent and Leo were very good together. And it's like very, very sad that like these men who in other lives could have been great friends had the lives that they did and never had that opportunity. Because like, as you see them like get to know each other better, like it's obvious that like Vincent and Leo are good emotional counterbalances, to each other. And like, it's so rare, especially in video games, that like we see a good story about sincere male platonic relationships portrayed. Like there's lots of like stories like with outside of the indie space where like male relationships are like generally like stuff like large, triangular meat-shaped man in Gears of War yells at other large triangular meat-shaped man, that kind of thing. And like admittedly there was another really good like male story, which wasn't that this year in video games, which was God of War, which is a story of a father and a son. But like A Way Out was like the story of like the tragedy of these two men's friendship. And then like the way it closes by having the players like come back together with that mechanic is just such a fucking like absolutely powerful thing. It's so cool. And I mean, the reconciliation with self in Celeste is also absolutely extraordinary. I mean, kind of where I sit right now is that like I see the rooftop shootout and the reconciliation with self as they to me feel clearly ahead of the treehouse. I'm not saying the treehouse is in any way bad, but I think that the reconciliation with self and that final rooftop shootout and death are just operating on like their power levels over 9,000. Thoughts, y'all?
I don't consider the Vincent survives half of the story to be valid. I know that it is, like that's their canon, but I don't accept it. I thoroughly love the reconciliation that Celeste has, and it brings into context everything that's happened before, which is great. I did not see the treehouse.
Tegan?
I think I have to go with reconciliation with yourself in Celeste. Like, yes, there aren't a lot of, like, I understand your points, Brian, that there aren't a lot of, like, good platonic bro moments in video games, but a lot of times accepting yourself is the hardest thing to do. And it's the thing that most often works against you. And I think it was just so well illustrated and so earned that it deserves it.
That seems to be where the momentum is. But and one thing I do want to, I guess, underscore with A Way Out is, two things. One is that I think it's powerful because it wasn't a bro moment. I think that bro has a specific meaning, and like
they would have been bros. Vincent and Leo would have been bros. Leo's kid would have watched Vincent's kid, like, as a babysitter. They would have, like, watched games together and shit, like, they'd have been bros. But that's not what they were, and that's sad.
I feel like A Way Out was, among many things, a collection of amazing moments, which is the reason why it represented, like, a full third of this category's nomination, like 28%. Damn near 30% of the nominations in this category were A Way Out. But I can live with Reconciliation with Yourself and Celeste. Rocky?
Guys, we've been here for 5 hours. I'm cool with Reconciliation, dude. Let's do it.
All right.
Alrighty, and that ends week 3.
Tegan, give us the recap.
Oh, boy. It's been a long show, guys. So our winner and biggest surprise, was Mirror, followed by Old School Musical and Tetris Effect. Our biggest disappointments were Red Dead Redemption 2, followed by Sword Art Online and Monster Hunter World. Our most satisfying mechanics were found in Gorogoa, Hitman 2, and Moonlighter. The best story, we all conceded, was The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, followed by Celeste and Florence. And then the best moment, which, wow, that was hard, was Reconciliation with Yourself and Celeste, followed by the final rooftop shootout, and Death in A Way Out, and the treehouse in Captain Spirit. Next week, we're gonna really fight. Knives are gonna be flying, blood will be drawn, someone will leave broken and bruised, but we will decide the Impossible Coins Game of the Year, and then our subsequent top 10 list. Yay! It'll be great, or something. Or it'll be bad. Who knows? Will we make it through this year? Maybe.
You're just started. Gonna be fine.
And it's
Pat yourselves up
possible.
afterwards.
It's possible that next week someone may pay a blood price.
A real price?
Yeah, that's on the table.
A blood price.
Jesus. He makes it so foreboding. Next week, we'll also all remember to eat something before we start recording. And bring plenty of water. Don't forget your snacks, guys, at home. Popcorn is preferable for the knife fight.
Mm-hmm. True. Okay, so guys, this has been our show. It's called Impossible Coin. We do it every week. But at the moment, we're in Game of the Year, so our format's a little different. We'll go over that in the future if you decide to stick with us. We have music at the beginning and end of this podcast. It's produced by our friend Big Sach. You can find his work at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ, or you can find him on Twitter at @Hillary_Swank. We are on social media. Brian hangs out on Facebook. I hang out on Twitter. And Tegan's on Tumblr. If you like what we're doing, or if you just want to yell at us, you can find us there, or you can leave us a review on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. And as an added bonus, if you leave a review on iTunes, doesn't even have to be positive, Brian owes you a special gift. We promise.
We would really, really like it if, like, you followed us on Twitter. Like, that's super key.
That would be dope.
Like, the two things that you can do that would make us happiest in the world are Twitter follows and iTunes reviews. Those fulfill our dreams. Well, guys, holy shit. This episode has been too beaucoup. We hope you enjoyed it. I have been Brian fucking Cartwright.
I'm Tegan Somerset.
And I'm Rocky Hardy.
Peace.
Bye.
Later.
It's official.